McLaren shocked many in Formula One when they placed their faith in a young Lando Norris during a time when the team was struggling to return to the top. Some thought it was too soon, others called it a risk, but McLaren believed that Norris had the calm head, raw speed, and loyalty to help rebuild the team's future. The gamble was not only about choosing a young driver, but also about shaping their entire strategy around him. For Norris, the pressure was heavy. He had to prove he was more than just a talented rookie. Every lap became a test of his skill and maturity. Mistakes were costly, and eyes from fans, media, and rivals all watched closely. Slowly, results began to come. Podiums showed the risk was paying off. Norris's consistency and fearless racing gave McLaren the edge they had been missing. What once seemed like a bold gamble now looked like a masterstroke. McLaren's trust turned into progress, and Norris showed he was not just driving for today, but building for tomorrow. This was the turning point that started to reshape McLaren's modern journey in Formula One. Trusting youth over experience, when McLaren chose Lando Norris, many questioned why they did not go for a more experienced driver. At the time, McLaren was trying to recover from years of struggles and needed strong results to restore their reputation. Betting on youth seemed risky, but the team believed Norris brought something no veteran could: raw hunger, a fearless approach, and the ability to grow with the car as McLaren improved. While older drivers might have given short-term results, Norris was a long-term investment. The team knew that nurturing his talent would pay off in the future. Lando had to quickly adapt to the pressure of leading a team's comeback while still being one of the youngest on the grid. Every race was like a classroom, teaching him how to fight harder, stay calm, and push the car beyond its limits. Trusting youth meant accepting mistakes, but it also meant gaining fresh energy and new ideas. McLaren's choice showed courage. Instead of following the safe path, they placed their faith in the future. Over time, Norris proved that youth could lead, inspire, and carry the weight of expectation. This trust laid the foundation for McLaren's rise back to the sharp end of Formula One. Early struggles on track. Lando Norris's first seasons with McLaren were far from easy. The car lacked the pace to fight at the very front, and every weekend felt like a battle just to stay competitive. Norris often found himself racing in the middle of the pack, where the margins for error were razor-thin. For a young driver, this was a tough environment. One mistake could mean falling out of the points, and critics were quick to question if McLaren's gamble was truly worth it. But instead of breaking under pressure, Norris used these struggles as lessons. Each race tested his patience, his focus, and his determination to grow stronger. Mechanical issues, strategy errors, and the frustration of chasing faster cars became part of his learning curve. Fans saw his talent shine through in glimpses: bold overtakes, calm defensive drives, and moments of brilliance that showed what he was capable of. McLaren's engineers also noticed his ability to give sharp, clear feedback, helping them develop the car in the right direction. The early struggles were painful, but they shaped Norris into a tougher, more complete driver. These seasons of challenge built the foundation for the success that was yet to come. Norris proves his speed as McLaren improved their car step by step. Lando Norris began to show why the team's gamble on him was not misplaced. When given even the smallest chance, he turned it into big results. Norris started delivering impressive qualifying laps, sometimes pushing the car beyond what many believed possible. He fought with established stars on the grid and showed that he belonged at the sharp end of the race. His fearless overtakes and calm racecraft caught attention, while his ability to stay consistent under pressure showed maturity beyond his years. Norris was no longer seen as just a rookie learning his trade. He was becoming a real threat. Each podium finish was proof that speed and talent were always there, waiting for the right car to unlock them. The critics who once doubted him started to change their minds, and fans celebrated his growth. For McLaren, these performances confirmed they had made the right choice. Norris was proving not only his speed, but also his ability to fight against the very best in Formula One. Every lap told the story of a driver determined to push McLaren back to glory. Podiums changed the story the moment Lando Norris began stepping onto the podium. The narrative around McLaren's gamble shifted completely. What once looked like a risk was now seen as vision. Each podium finish felt like a victory, not just for Norris, but for the entire McLaren team, reminding fans of the glory days. These results proved that Norris was not only fast, but consistent enough to turn opportunities into real success. Every time he stood beside world champions on the podium, it sent a clear message McLaren was back in the fight, and their young driver was leading the charge. The atmosphere in the garage changed too. Confidence replaced doubt. Engineers, mechanics, and strategists pushed harder, knowing their efforts could deliver results with Norris behind the wheel. Fans also rallied behind him, celebrating his rise as one of the sport's most exciting talents. For Norris, the podiums were validation of years of struggle and hard work. They showed that McLaren's belief in him was paying off in front of the world. With each champagne spray, the story of McLaren's bold choice transformed into one of hope, progress, and a future built on trust and talent. Building McLaren's future with podiums secured and respect earned, Lando Norris became more than just a driver. He became the face of McLaren's future. The team realized they could shape their long-term strategy around him, giving him the trust and support to grow into a leader. Norris's input on car development proved vital. He wasn't only driving fast, he was helping engineers understand what the car needed to compete with the top teams. His calm but honest feedback guided upgrades, turning weaknesses into strengths. McLaren, once stuck in the midfield, now had a clear direction. The garage atmosphere grew stronger, fueled by belief that Norris could take them higher. His loyalty mattered too. While other teams might have tempted him, Norris stayed committed to McLaren's project, a sign of mutual faith between driver and team. Fans could see that this was not a short story. It was the building of something lasting. By investing in Norris, McLaren were investing in their own future. Together, they aimed not just to fight for podiums, but to one day challenge for victories and titles again. The gamble had turned into a foundation for revival. Silencing the critics, when McLaren first chose Lando Norris, many doubted if he had the strength to carry a struggling team. Critics called it a gamble that could backfire, pointing to his youth and lack of experience. But over time, Norris answered every doubt with results on track. His speed in qualifying, his smart race craft, and his ability to stay cool under pressure turned those early doubts into quiet respect. Each bold overtake and each hard-fought finish proved he was no longer just a rookie, but a driver capable of competing with champions. The same voices that once questioned McLaren's choice began to praise it. Analysts admitted the team had seen something others had missed. A potential leader with talent ready to bloom. Norris's performances did not just silence the critics, they forced them to rewrite the story. What was once seen as a reckless gamble was now viewed as one of the smartest moves in recent Formula One history. For McLaren, this shift in perception restored pride. For Norris, it was proof that belief in himself and his team could overcome any doubt. Together, they turned criticism into applause. McLaren's road ahead, with Lando Norris firmly established as the centerpiece of their project, McLaren now looks forward with renewed belief. The gamble that once carried so much risk has given them a solid foundation to build on. Norris continues to grow as a driver, sharpening his skills with every race, while McLaren works tirelessly to give him a car capable of fighting for wins and, one day, championships. The road ahead is still challenging. Formula One is a sport where the smallest mistake can cost dearly, and rivals are constantly improving. But McLaren's progress shows that they are moving in the right direction. Their partnership with Norris has become more than just driver and team. It's a symbol of loyalty, patience, and shared ambition. Fans now dream not only of podiums but of victories that can bring McLaren back to its legendary status. For Norris, the journey is far from over. The story that started as a gamble is now a mission to reach the very top. McLaren's road ahead is filled with hope, and with Norris leading, the future looks brighter than it has in years.